to the Punk Rock Horror Podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Cody.
And this is episode number
I hate you
38,
so
I'm
much.
pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it's fucking 38. And today, we're here to remind you that essential oils don't have enough evidence to support the claim that they actually help you in healthy ways. Thus meaning, they smell good, but they're not going to help your memory.
You know, there's going to be that one uber essential
Oh my
oil
god,
person
that one
that
hippie
listens to
chick
us.
who's just like, you believe that because you haven't opened yourself up to the inner universe. Your third eye is still closed. You still believe in the obstructions of this world and haven't fully opened up your eyes. And if you're that person, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, well, the earth is still round. So.
I had an argument. I had a fucking argument with someone on that on Facebook. I don't even know what the fucking post was. I had an argument with them because, like, it was something about, like, no, I remember what it was. It was that fucking... Did you ever see that post on Facebook where it's like, oh, the fucking, like, in North Pole and lights have the same, like, fucking... What was it? It was, like, it was the same, like, fucking numbers and degrees, like, geographically and something else. So it, like, meant some sort of, like, crazy universe thing when it was virtually just a coincidence in numbers.
Uh-huh.
Do you remember do you know what I'm talking about? It's, like, has to do with, like, the northern lights.
I don't know. I have one hippie friend, and she never posts that stuff.
Okay, so it was something about, like, the northern lights having the same geographical, like, coordinates as something else.
Okay.
And it meant something universal when really it's just a fucking scientific coincidence. And I was just like, and I commented on that, and I was like, I'm pretty sure it's just a coincidence and can be explained by science. And so this fucking hippie chick's just like, you're just so closed off to the world and, you know, and its experiences and the energy surrounding it. One day you'll understand. I'm like, fuck off, you hippie cunt. Like, I'm sorry, but I choose to believe in actual, like, fucking science and things that I can actually read and, like, fully understand. I'm not gonna believe some sort of fucking hippy-dippy third mind bullshit. Like, shut the fuck up, okay? Sometimes it's just a fucking coincidence. Stop trying to, like, put magic to something because you're scared of the fucking world. Grow some fucking balls.
Yeah.
Or grow a fucking pussy. I don't know. At this day and age, you can't say grow some balls to fucking someone
everyone
without...
gets insulted.
Yeah, no. Like,
Actually...
why is it balls?
No, that actually reminds me. So that I follow this horror group on Facebook called Legion of Horror, or not Legion of Horror. Oh crap, I can't remember the name of it right now. But like, pretty much like it's just a lot of people who love horror, and they post like horror memes and all kinds of stuff. Like, you know, some of it's really funny. Some of it's like, oh,
yeah,
like.
Right.
You laugh, but you feel bad about laughing, but you can't help but laugh.
Right.
And so there's this one where someone like reimagined like did like the Pornhub cover where it shows like all the different types of like porn that you can find on there.
Yeah.
But they did Horror Hub. And
okay.
The one that they did for gay and lesbian was the Babadook with the gay flag behind it, because funny enough, the Babadook was chosen as last year's icon for gay pride.
Huh.
That was the idol. That
Interesting.
Yeah, because like, you know, SpongeBob was one for 1 year.
I can see SpongeBob.
And that, I know. I think the year before last was Gandalf? Not Gandalf. Harry Potter.
Oh, fucking... there's a lot of Harry Potter fans getting pissed off.
Yeah, I know.
They already know what we're talking about. Fucking... Fuck.
Dumbledore.
That's it.
Dumbledore was chosen as it because I guess he was actually like...
No, yeah, he was revealed to be gay in the books.
And so like this one lady like posted on there. She was like, I'd be kind of insulted if like I'm actually insulted for the gay people that the Babadook is chosen like others thing. And I was like, fun fact, actually, Gay Pride chose the Babadook as their idol.
Yeah.
Like, you know, their symbol for the year. And she's like, just went on this tangent about how she's like, I'm not gay, but I think it's stupid that the Babadook is labeled as the gay. And I was like, I wanted to go in, I was like, you're not gay, so you don't have an opinion about this. And also, they chose the Babadook. Like, I was confused about it, and I read it. I can't remember the article, but I read it. I was like, okay, that makes sense, whatever. But, like, at the same time, I was just like, it doesn't matter. You're insulted for the gay people choosing the Babadook because you don't think the Babadook is a good enough icon for them to choose.
Who should they choose? Fucking, like, Bruce Willis? He-Man? I don't know.
I don't know. Like,
I guess He-Man makes sense, but still.
But, like, I just didn't want to go into it with her because, like, at the same time, like, you know, because, like, I'm not, and I don't want to, like, say anything like that where it's, like, kind of a foot in my ass, like, you...
Right. You don't want to you don't want to be her and speak for the group and you have no place to speak for it.
Yeah, in a sense. And I was just like... Why are you arguing with me about this? Like, I just told you they picked it.
It's just giving you a fun fact. Not a fight fact.
Yeah, it was just like, fun fact. They chose the Babadook.
So anyways, on to things we love and hate.
Yeah.
Who went first last time? I think I went first. So, Cody, what's something... No, I did. I remember now. Because Aaron asked me.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So,
because we asked Erin, and she was like, I don't know, yeah, you go.
She's like, save me for last. And then we made the whole joke about orgies. It was great.
Sitting on Eminem's face.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is that we always talk about we can't do these late night recordings anymore because we get like this.
Yeah.
And that we still keep
Fuck the rules, man. Let's tear down the government. One podcast episode at a time.
Yeah. I'm gonna kind of like say two things that I love. One's like my nerdy factor is the new Spider-Man game.
Solid.
It's great, and I haven't played like a solid superhero game in such a long time, like straight up superhero game, and it's so much fun, and like it's just fun to get lost in just swinging around New York and stuff like that.
I agree.
And so it's just like it's just really nice to have like something small like that to play and enjoy. Then also I just kind of got to throw a shout out to Dev because like I've been in a really weird funk lately. And she's been such a trooper with me about it. Like, it's not like I've been like extra angry or anything. It's just been really, I feel like I've been really distant with her and everything.
Maybe it's because you're going through like a lot of transitions in your life.
Yeah, I mean that could be it.
I mean,
or like I kind of feel stuck at the moment with some things, and she's been like there every step of the way with me, and just like always trying to like make me feel better and everything. Even it's just like the small things in any way that she can, and it's just. Yeah, I really appreciate that because, like, I've had, like, as you know, with past relationships, like,
whenever some of them were crazy bitches for sure.
And then, like, when I get in my little funks, like, they just, like, throw it against the wall and freak the fuck out. That's usually, like, around the times when, like, you know, like, we break up or whatever. It's because I'm in this weird funk where I'm a little more distant and everything. And it's not, it's like, I can't help it. It's like, you know, I don't want to, like, be super distant with her. And I don't feel like I'm being extra distant with her like I have been in the past, but it's like at the same time I know like I haven't felt like I've been as involved like with things, and she's just like really been there for me.
You know,
like, I was gonna say like the other night, like I haven't had an episode in months, and I had a really 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 bad sleep paralysis episode.
Okay.
And like she was telling me like it went on for like 10-15 minutes, and then to me it only felt like 5 minutes, and she says like she was like, you know, trying to calm me down through it, trying to wake me up because she could hear like this is also the first time I've heard someone say like they could actually hear me screaming while I was having the episode. And like, you know, I couldn't open my mouth and I was just screaming through my mouth and everything, and she said she was trying to wake me up, and like instantly I just like you know, coddled her like the second like I finally snapped out of it. So it's like,
I mean, dude, I think that's
just like really appreciative about it.
Real quick, I want to say I think that's real sweet that you were willing to get that personal on the podcast for all the listeners to hear that. I know because you've made it very clear in the past that you're weird about your personal life, and like you're still struggling with wrapping your head around making your own Instagram and Twitter for yourself, and this all kind of ties in together. And so the fact that you're willing to share that story is like that means a lot. And so like to support you, like I'll even admit like I struggle with nightmares because of my PTSD, and I've done the same thing with Lauren where she's had to wake me up because I would just be like violently shaking or hitting in my sleeps. Like I wouldn't be holding Lauren down and trying to hit her. I would just be hitting, like, and so she's had to do the same thing to me and wake me up in order to get me to stop. And so and I think that's a really good thing because it's like me and you aren't the only people that struggle with this. Like there's everyone that struggles with some sort of like traumatic event or sleep paralysis, you know, during their sleep. And so we could go on and say like, you know, listeners, you're not alone, because you can even hear our sexy caramel sounding voices. suffer with it too.
You're the only caramel one here.
You have a caramel voice to me.
See, my heritage.
It's got a little German hint to it.
German, Jewish, Russian hint.
It's like a German chocolate caramel.
It's a little drizzle of caramel.
Just speaking of drizzled. While you talk about the thing you hate, can I turn off your overhead light? It's like bugging me so bad with the glare. I'm being polite. I'm not just like walking mid up to go take a shit.
No, it's fine. It's whatever. You know, every time I'm trying to.
But this isn't a fucking movie.
Like, leave.
This isn't a fucking movie review.
Yeah, go ahead.
It's okay.
Yes,
you can go do it if you want.
Yeah. Fine, I'll go do it. You can talk about the thing that you love.
No, you need to talk about the thing you hate.
Well, you can do love, and then we'll talk about hates.
Because then it doesn't work. We can't upset the listeners. They're used to our routine.
We can shake things up.
No, now I'm just gonna. No, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait. Everyone sit down and wait for Cody to come back.
Well, I'm back.
See?
God.
We were getting really, like, uneasy.
You've been very angry these past episodes.
I know whenever we do our second recording, I'm a little lower on energy, like in the past. So I'm really trying to step it up right now and not try to be so low on energy. Because like when we do our first recording, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do it. Let's talk about some fucking horror. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put my dick in this horror and fuck it hard. And like when we do the second one, I'm just like, I'm just gonna foreplay it.
I mean, I'm not even gonna spit on it.
So I'm really trying to ump it again and be like, all right, number 2, let's go. So I'm just trying to be on top of the energy right now.
Okay.
So because for us right now it's 11:47 p.m. and that's late for us.
Yes, it is.
So
that's sad now. When you think about it.
You know what? I fucking like being an adult. Like I understand the whole point. Like the only thing you got going for yourself for being a fucking kid is that you don't have to pay bills and less responsibility. But holy fuck, high school sucks. Like middle school is an awkward age. Elementary is fucking bully central at that point, basically. And you can even argue that it's high school as well. It's just, like, you know what's great about being fucking...
I had a good high school experience, but...
I'm just saying. You know what I couldn't do when I was 5 that I can do now? Go to Dollar Tree and spend $20 worth of candy.
That's true.
I can fucking do that, and no one can stop me. It's fucking...
Ain't gonna stop me now.
Exactly. Can't stop me now. Can't stop me, because I'm having a good time having a ball.
These Reese's are gonna taste great. And I got some Snickers over here too.
Alright, Cody, what's something you hate?
Something I hate, so I know it's gonna be kind of a broad thing, but like honestly it's fake people on Facebook. So like more specifically like fake parents piss me off so much because like just with some things going on personally, and then also like a lot of my friends that have gone or are going through similar situations with like fake parents, like, and it's not just like fake dads, it's fake moms also. Like it's just parents in general where they use Facebook to put on such like a show where they're like, oh, I'm such a great parent. My child loves me so much. Look at this picture. When it's like, it's just like a couple pictures from like you can.
They're parents for likes.
Yeah,
parents for attention.
Yeah, and then like, you know, they also like they're good parents when other people are around, but the second like it's just like them, their kid, and the significant other, or like the other parent, they like neglect their kid completely. They just ignore them. They go
I get where you're coming from. Like, sorry, go ahead.
I would say, but like recently, a friend of mine told me about how their separated parent, you know, the other parent,
because you're
hasn't done anything for the child.
Yeah,
nothing for their child. Hasn't bought them any food, any toys, nothing in months, and a little over half a year. And then they finally, the parent that has custody of the child finally started taking legal action, and the other parent posts on Facebook like, "Am I a bad parent?" It's like, yes, you are. But like, then there's all these people on their Facebook. They're like, no, you're a wonderful parent. You're the best parent
those people
ever.
are fucking worse too.
Yeah, it's because they don't even know what they do with their kid. Like they were telling me that their kid doesn't even recognize the other parent. Like they don't know who they are because they're around so little, and then when they are, they don't even interact with them. And yet they're on Facebook and posting like, I'm such a great parent. They miss me so much. I love you so much. Yeah. You can't even spell their name right.
Yeah.
Like,
what
the fuck?
And to add to what you're saying, like, for me as a parent, like, I have tattoos. Like, I make no qualms about, like, how punk culture and has inspired me. And, like, I dress in that type of, style too. And I get these looks at me like I'm a fucking bad parent, like, what am I doing? Like, I'm a druggie and whatnot because of my tattoos and whatnot, and yet you have these parents who just are absent in their kids' lives, but only want to show up in order to get attention from fucking toxic people because they're a toxic person. Yeah. And it's so frustrating because it's like, for me, it's like, I'm here trying to, teach her, raise her, and, like, I'm going through the bad with her, and I'm staying for the good with her. And it's just frustrating because it's like when you, like what you're talking about, when those people come in and they only want to be there for the good parts. Yeah. They don't want to be there for the bad parts. Those people aren't fucking parents. They're not fathers or mothers. They're toxic leeches. Yeah. Pure and simple. It's
just like, at that point, it's like, just fuck off. Like, you're not doing anything good for that child.
And now there's times where those people can be exempted, but those types of people are like people who are in service, who are in the military.
Yeah. Or I'm talking about people who willingly do it.
Yeah, no, the people who have taken on a job or career that's bigger than themselves, that's different. Yeah. But
like
for
people in military service, police officers, paramedics, anybody in
even entertainers. Like, we like when you pick on a job or not when you take on a job or a career that's bigger than yourself, you run into that where you might be absent for some things. But it's like we were saying, like, and it's when you choose to not be part of it, but only be part of the good parts because you don't want to do the hard work. Like, you're not a fucking parent. You're not a fucking father or mother or whatever. Yeah. Like, you're a leech.
Yeah, and it's just like, for me, it's like, just fuck off. Because, like, like, in some of the cases, I see what it does to the kid.
Yeah, it confuses them.
It confuses them. They like, in one case, like, they're more violent. Yeah. Like, throw more temper tantrums just when they're there. Like, they've had a great day. They were good. They were playing, happy. And the second that person showed up, like, just instant temper tantrums, freaking out, would not listen, just, like, constant. Yeah. Constant. And then when they're gone, we have to, the other parent has to deal with the aftermath of that. And the kid's pissed off, confused, and angry because they're like, I don't know why does this person keep coming around? Like, they're not good to me. And it's like, there's nothing the other parent can do.
And then when that person goes around, it's just like, am I really a bad person? And then, like, is asking for sympathy for others. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, fuck you.
God, you cunt.
Mm-hmm. So that's one thing that really pissed me off. Oh, I wanted to talk about a fun story with Audrey. Yeah. I totally forgot. So I dropped Dev off at school, and so Audrey had to hang out with me, and she had kind of a restless night, so she was pretty tired, and it was also around the time she usually takes her second nap of the day. Right. And so I was driving around, I was like, hey, I was trying to think of something to do for an hour, and I didn't want to drive all the way home because it was about a 20-minute drive home, and I didn't want to, like, drive home, me and Audrey do something here for, like, a couple minutes, and then have to load her back up, because she doesn't like getting unloaded out of the car, and then almost immediately back in the car. Like, she just doesn't like it, and it's understandable, like, it can get frustrating. And so I was like, I'll go to Barnes & Noble and we'll read books because she loves books. Like, she's at the point she's starting to recognize pictures of animals and she can say them and stuff. And so it's like, it's really cute because, like, and so I was like, Audrey, do you want to go read books? And she's like, sure. She just says it like how me and Dev kind of say it to each other when we're being sarcastic to each other about food. Like, sure, yeah, fine. So Audrey's just kind of like, sure. and
it's adorable.
And so she said that, and so literally right when I pulled in the parking lot of Barnes & Noble, she passes out. And I was like, well, I'm not going to sit. Well, like, Barbie was like, yes. And I was like, I'm not going to sit here for an hour. I really want to go in now and, like, look at the comics. I'm not going to be one of those shitty people that leaves their kid in the car. Like, leaves the kid in the car for an hour or so. I'm like, well, she's going to either be really mad because I just interrupted her 10-second nap.
Right.
It's going to be headache-inducing of like, like in the bookstore. Or she's going to be good. And so, like, because she's going to be excited that we're reading books. And so I pick her up, instantly pass back out on my shoulder. And so I was like, hey, yes. Now that's when I was like, yes. And so I go into the store. Like, I was opening the door for the lady behind me. And she comes running out and she grabs the door and she's like, no, you have your hands full. It's okay. Thank you, though. Yeah. I was like, oh, thanks. And then I get up to the store. I pick out a couple comics and I walk up to the counter to buy it. And the very, very flamboyant guy he like instantly sees Audrey and just instantly went, oh, my heart. He was just like, oh, you two look so cute. And I'm just like, and I'm wearing like my podcast hat that Dev made me for Valentine's Day, my long sleeve Misfits shirt that you got me, these black cargo shorts, like I look like a punk rocker. Right. And there's all these people like, oh. And he was just like, this is just going to get me through my day. Like, I was like,
God, I think we can just agree that like the flamboyant people in this world live so much better lives than we do.
Oh, they're great. Like
their parties are better too.
Sorry if you find that flamboyant offensive. We don't.
Oh no, we fucking. You better not find it offensive. That's a goddamn compliment.
Yeah, but it was just so great because like he was wearing a Gryffindor thing, and so I was just like play off it because Dev's really into Harry Potter, and I was like, yeah, she's the little Hufflepuff, and he's just like, oh my god, that is so cute. And it was just funny because Dev like talked to me about it. She's like, see, how come you get that? When I walk around with Audrey, everyone's just like, oh, she's so cute. And then, like, walks away. But they see the, like, a guy holding the baby girl, and they're like, oh, my God, he's so good. Like,
because we're sexy as fuck?
Yeah, pretty much. So I know I kind of took a long time there.
It's okay. I'm debating if I should share what I love and hate because we're, like, 21 minutes in.
You could shit, dude. Yeah.
I mean, we can go for as long as we want.
Just do it.
I just don't want to bore our listeners.
Just do it.
Do it because you're cool. Do it because you're cool.
Just do it.
Do it because you're cool.
Go ahead, do it.
Okay. So I'll finish off the thing that I love as well. So the thing I hate is the whole controversy surrounding kneeling in the fight. Like, so it's no secret that I'm not a big fan of football. I'm just not. I can watch it and enjoy it with others. Like, if I watch it with you, I can enjoy it. But, like, I'm not a big fan of it. But I'm kind of fucking annoyed at everyone getting mad at, like, Colin Kaepernick and every other football player who decides to kneel during the national anthem. And so, because I know, like, the New York Jets recently just came out saying that they're not going to discriminate or discourage their players who choose to kneel during the national anthem. And that's the right fucking mentality. Because here's the thing. It's slightly hypocritical for me to say because I was on that bandwagon initially when it very first started. But after time cooled down, because Colin Kaepernick kneeled, I think it was when, I forget the person's name, and I feel really bad, but he was like shot, right? Wasn't it a kid who was shot?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I jumped on the bandwagon of, like, not kneeling during the national anthem. And then I really sat down and fucking thought about it and, like, looked at all the arguments going on, and I realized something. So, whether it's left-wing or right-wing, people are getting pissed off that when, you know, people go to protest in crimes against a certain minority group within the U.S. or in the world, that they're protesting by breaking windows and starting fires. Like, people hate that. That makes sense to get mad about that, right?
Yeah.
But within those same people get mad when there's peaceful protesting, which would in this case would be kneeling. It gets kind of fucking stupid because these are the same people who are like, why can't just let gun owners have their guns, let Christians have their beliefs, you know, let people have beliefs, but you can't let players fucking kneel during a national anthem. Like, shut the fuck up. Like, pure and simple, because here's the thing. Like, I understand why it's bad for someone to stand on the American flag or to burn it. Like, I get that. I'm not supporting that. What I'm saying is it really that big of a fucking deal if someone kneels during a national anthem? Do you really fucking care that much? I mean, you even have, like, vets on, who were just like, yeah, we fought for their right to be able to do that.
Yeah, like almost every vet that I know is like, that's what I fought for.
Yeah, like,
so the right,
and even some are like, yeah, it annoys me, but that's their fucking right. And then when you see that fucking like cartoon shared on Facebook where it's like, well, Joseph, it's your right to not stand for the national anthem, but here I want to introduce you to someone who gave up their right to stand for you to have that right. Like, fuck off! Don't guilt someone because of that. Shut the fuck up. Like, people are allowed to not stand during the national anthem. Fact of the fucking matter is that
I don't stand during the national anthem when I watch football.
Exactly.
Like, when it's on the TV, I'm in the kitchen. Like,
and if you're
I'm either sitting on the couch drinking a beer or I'm like looking up for food. Like, I don't fucking care.
Exactly. And if you're listening to this right now, and you're thinking to yourself, like, if he says one more fucking thing about it, like, I'm not listening anymore. Like, how dare he not say that, or how dare he support that? Let me ask you this: does it really affect your fucking day if not everyone stands during the national anthem? No. Does it really gonna like ruin your whole fucking life if it doesn't happen, or is it just a small pet peeve? I'm willing to bet it's the latter, because fact of the matter is, he's just fucking kneeling. It's not like he's, like, jacking off and, like, shitting on the fucking flag. Like, relax. And if me just even speaking of that hypothetical situation upset you need to fucking relax a little bit. We live in a current state right now where everyone's getting offended all the time. And if you're one of those people that complains about quote-unquote liberals or millennials getting offended, and you're getting offended about some dude kneeling, grow the fuck up and pull your own dick out of your own ass, you cunt.
Seriously. Like, my favorite thing out of this entire controversy is when everyone was burning their Nike shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I laughed so goddamn hard because it was so funny. There was just one meme where it's that Ray Liotta from...
Oh yeah, you mentioned that last time.
Yeah, where he's just like Nike doesn't care, you gave him your money.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, it's like... And the thing that also like bugs the shit out of me is like the same people that are bitching about the players kneeling are the same people that are wanting to cover, like, are probably like in favor of covering up the whole like Catholic Church sex scandal that just came out.
And that,
another thing.
Again, there's more. That's being more fucking mad about the Catholic Church covering up molestation instead of fucking a football player kneeling during a fucking national anthem. Like, shut the fuck up, grow the fuck up, and be fucking lead by example. Don't be a fucking bitch.
Yeah, like those players that are like the biggest thing that I actually like, because I was kind of on that bandwagon at first, but then I actually did my research about these players.
Yeah.
All of them who are kneeling are donating their parts of their paychecks to funds for the minorities and everything, like what they're kneeling for.
Yeah, so
like they're actually doing stuff. And then all the people that are bitching,
right?
90% of them probably never served a single day in the military. And then also they probably don't go out and help out the needy and everything. Like, fuck off.
Yeah, like, grow the fuck up, dude.
Yeah.
The thing I love is that before we recorded today, before I got here, I actually got to stop by here in North Glen to see my cousins Kristen and Sammy. And I just love seeing them because obviously we grew up and I love them and I love hanging out with them, getting to talk to them. My cousin Krista and Sammy, they both have a dance studio called KMDA, Connect Movement Dance Academy, up here in North Glen, Colorado. And she does amazing work. They both are amazing dancers and unbelievably talented. And I love getting to see my extended family and getting to talk to them and hang out with them. And like, she just asks about the podcast and like wants to support us, and like it's nice, and it's just nice to be able to connect with family and be able to talk with them and know that everyone's okay. And so that's the thing I love. That being said, we're already almost half hour into this, so
yeah,
we're not going to cheap you guys out on a full like half hour episode. We're still going to go an extra half hour because fuck it, it's our podcast.
It's all right. Honestly, it's kind of like probably things that we wanted to go off our chest anyways, and it's our way of connecting with you guys when we talk, even when we like go off on these tangents.
Yeah. And we understand, and we do. We in the past we have said we're going to try to keep it under like, I think like 10 to 18 minutes or something like that.
But sometimes...
and I think today we just want to break that rule this once.
Yeah.
So next Friday episode it'll be shorter. We'll talk about something we love and hate a little shorter, but I think this was like a good venting to us right now. So
I mean, it's our podcast. We can vent if we want to.
And if you're upset with what we said, please feel free to reach out. So
yeah.
we're not perfect. We're not claiming to be perfect. We're just venting our frustrations. And if you agree, let us know. If you don't agree, then let us know. We respect you guys and we love you, listeners. But let's, all that being said, let's go ahead and move into these movie reviews.
I went first last time, so.
Oh, okay. I like how you just relax. You're like,
yeah, I'm just gonna relax now, dude.
You just fall asleep, and I'm just like, all right, well, you know what? That's payback for all my poops.
Yeah. All right, Cody, it's your turn.
Cody. Cody. He's biting me. Oh man, I'm trying to get the info for it, but it's not giving me the movie. Well, this is annoying.
Wikipedia.
we're going right back to it now. So sorry everyone, you're just gonna have to fucking deal with Wikipedia all the time. That was a really dumb joke. I don't even know what the fuck I was going with that. So obviously we talked about natural horror animals who are horrific and terrifying in horror, right?
Yep.
So
the horror.
Obviously,
the horror. No mittens, the horror. I don't know.
It's 12:06 a.m. So the movie I decided to do is because I know how you talked about when we talk about natural horror, we think of sharks and snakes and stuff. So
reptiles.
Yeah. So I was like, what's one thing that doesn't get touched on enough? Bears. So for my movie, I decided to do Backcountry, which came out in 2014. Is directed by Adam McDonald, written by Adam McDonald, stars Jeff Roop, Missy Peregrine, and Nicholas Campbell. And its synopsis is: an urban couple go camping in the woods and find themselves lost in the territory of a predatory black bear. So when I came across this movie on Netflix, the cover of it seemed more like one of those really cheesy Sharktopus sci-fi movie DVD covers.
Yeah.
So I was like, this is probably not going to be that good. And then I went into it with an open mind, and I was like, you know what? No, this is the whole reason why we do this podcast, is to give light to these movies that don't get enough attention. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go into this with open mind, and I'm just gonna dig my teeth into it, and I'm glad I did. So when you turn on this movie, the opening scene is our two protagonists, Alex and Jan, who are getting in the car to go on a vacation in the woods, and so
from Colorado.
I made it in Colorado. I don't know if it actually ever suggested where the location is, but it felt like Colorado to me. So without question,
no patches. Sorry,
that's okay. The cat's in the background being a dick. Everyone. So without question, the scenery in this movie is absolutely beautiful because it's shot in early or mid fall. No, I would say early fall because there's still some green in the trees when they have a pan shot.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful. It's because they actually shot it in the actual woods. It's natural mountains and landscape and water flowing and birds chirping. It's beautiful. And if you're from Colorado or any state with mountains, I'm pretty sure this is gonna hit home right with you.
Yeah.
Sorry, flatland places. But
not really.
And so the movie mainly focuses on two actors the entire time, two characters the whole time.
Yeah.
With an odd scene where a third character enters, which I may or may not touch on depending how I feel, because I'll get to it when I get to it. just follow along with me. So because it only has two characters for the most part of the movie, it actually has a good pace to it. I thought it was going to be kind of really slow, how Open Water is, where it's only focused on two characters, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually not bad. It has a good pace because it's slow, but not too slow where it feels like it's dragging. It's going at the right speed it needs to for the movie to progress and for you to get invested with these characters. And so I love the pace in this movie. It's a good pace, and that's really all I can say about it. And for the horror movie, what helps the pace of it is that it really does a good job of exploring the dynamics of our couple's relationship. Because through the whole movie you see them, where they're happy with each other, and then you see a third character enter in who's another male character. So obviously Alex gets territorial over Jan, and so Alex gets mad at Jan for being, friendly to just some guy she just met, and you just see them kind of go through like the jealousy dynamic of a relationship, and the protective, and the loving, and the romantics. And it's just like a horror movie, it does a really good job. Because normally when you have a horror movie, it's like Tim's just the fucking jock dude, like, hey Isabel, why don't we have fucking sex tonight? Fuck, right? And she's like, oh god no, like, why can't we just be sweet? Why do you always gotta be a person? Like, it's not like that. You know what I mean? Like it does a really good job of exploring the dynamic of their relationship, and so you kind of get like invested in it, like it's a drama, Yeah. So, eventually, as the movie progresses and the bear attack finally happens, like, I won't give it away because it's a pretty big spoiler, so I'm not going to give it away. But when there is gore in this movie, oh my god, gore hounds, hear me out. The gore is fucking good. Yeah. Because one thing that always like makes me nervous about natural horror and creature films is I hate it when they do cutaway shots. Because they tease up this huge, terrifying monster the whole time, like this terrifying animal, and when the animal finally attacks, you don't get to see the kill. Yeah. So it's just like it gives you like blue balls. You know what I mean? This, it doesn't. It shows you the carnage. Like, it shows the aftermath and, like, fully, like, shows the bear tearing apart a person. Like, it's fucking brutal and it's dope and I love it. Like, I'm like, fuck yes, this hits all my check marks as, like, a gore fiend. Like, fuck yeah.
Like, here comes the bear boner.
Exactly. It's like, I got a real raging yogi.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
So... with this dick. So the gore is fucking great, and then when Jan is forced to learn to adapt and overcome within this movie, she really does, and she does it at a very reasonable like perspective, because there's a point where like her and Alex get into a fight when they finally get lost in the woods. And so she's just like, I never wanted to fucking come here. I never wanted to do this. I never want to come out here and camp. Like she just snaps, right? And like loses her cool. And so she kind of like shows that she doesn't know much about like the wilderness or like survival in the wilderness. And I honestly would have liked it more if they really touched on that a bit more instead of just making you like assume she doesn't. But I'll get into that in a second. But like, she really learns to adapt and overcome. Like, when she sprains her ankle, like, they show it in a realistic way of, like, how she overcomes it, or...
Sorry if you hear a bunch of meowing. This is normally the time where I go to bed and Patches comes with me, so she's being really pissed off right now.
Yeah. But for anyone that likes our meowings, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Did I say meow? Did I say meow?
Do I look like a feline being all nimbly bimbly?
Meow. But so yeah, she does a really good job at adapting and overcoming the trauma that she's going through, running away from this bear. And I just like that. Like, it's realistic. It's realistic for human survival, the flight and fight response. And that's what I like about it. And the music in this movie, for how minimal it is, the times that it gets included, it really does help the movie move along. Like, because more often than not, there isn't really music. It's just like nature sounds and sounds of the woods and birds chirping. Like, and when the suspenseful music comes up, it's not overdone. So when it does, it just adds in really well. It helps bring in tension. So, and I think it's best summed up with how another movie review described this movie, which is, what Jaws did for the ocean, this movie does for the forest, for the woods. Like the bear in this movie does for the woods, and the music really works for that, because like one of the biggest points of Jaws was the music. Yeah, the dun-dun, and similar. Yeah, exactly. And so what's similar? And so it's very similar in this movie with its music as well. And that's the majority of my pros. And my pros and cons are basically balanced out this time. I know, right? I'm not gonna lie, like, this took me a lot to find some, like, cons on in this one.
Yeah.
But I still do have my cons. So going into this movie, Alex, the boyfriend, so when they first get to the woods, like, Jan, like, has, like, road flare and, like, bear pepper spray and whatnot, and, like, Alex comes by and he's, like, being so lax about safe in the woods, and he's like, why you got a road flare, Jan? Like, you're gonna be fine, nothing bad is gonna happen out here. Like, we're fine out here, like, you're gonna be alright. What's with the bear spray? I'm like, okay, I'll attach it to your waist belt, but you're not gonna need it. And I'm like, because Alex is so, like, confident because he's been to this part of the woods that they're vacationing in for, like, all his life, I guess. He's like, you're gonna be fine. I was like, look, when you're going camping, you're obviously going knowing that nothing bad is gonna happen and hoping nothing bad happens, but you still prepare
for the worst,
for something bad that happens.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, like, it, as ridiculous it is to bring a road flare and fucking, bear spray, and you might not use it, it's better to have it when you need it instead of not have it when you do need it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fucking, why is Alex so lax about it? Always come prepared. So I made that a con. Because it really falls into the whole like, macho guy stereotype. So fuck that. And then, like, there's a point where Alex, like, a little before that or after that scene is chopping, like, firewood for firewood, and, like, he just puts his fucking hatchet in a tree and just, like, purposely leaves it there. And I was like, why would you fucking leave your hatchet? Like, I carry my hatchet with me everywhere I fucking go when I'm in the woods. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah.
Like, why would you just leave it there? Like, and then, of course, when they actually needed it, he didn't have it in sight. You know why? Because he decided to put it in a fucking tree. So you deserved that fucking, Alex. Fuck you. Like, I got mad about that. And then as they're walking into the woods to get to this lake that he wants to take Jan to, Alex walks right on top of a bear track. Yeah. That's on the same trail that they're walking. And so it's a warning sign. He looks at it, looks up at Jan. Jen's like, everything okay? And he's like, yep, everything's fine. Like,
yep, no bears here.
Like, he's stressed out, but, like, he's like, everything's fine. I'm like, there's warning signs that you keep fucking going. Mm-hmm. Like, fuck off. So, and that just made me mad. And I'm just like, again, that's like another stereotype. Like, I'm just like, fuck's sake. And then another con is, so after they get lost and they're trying to find their way back to the trail, they're, exhausted, they're out of food, they're out of water, all they have left is, like, a little, like, protein bar, like half of a protein bar. And then they start to have sex. And so, like, I get it, like, you're vulnerable with each other because you're in a serious moment, and so, like, your emotions get, like, high, but you're out of water and you're out of food and you're running low on energy. Why would you use up energy to have sex?
Yeah.
Like, conserve your fucking energy. And then go to Bone Town, Bone USA, Capital Bone when you get home. Like, fuck's sake. Like, conserve your energy. And then, Alex is very, built up to be, like, a guy who loves the wilderness and, like, knows where he's going. Yet he lacks a lot of very important survival skills during it. Like, leaving the hatchet behind. Fucking, knowing warning signs, of, like, bear tracks. And there's just, like, a lot of common sense things that what you need to do during camping to survive that he doesn't seem to have, especially for someone who supposedly loves the wilderness. And I understand, like, anyone could love the wilderness and not have, like, survival skills, but he is claiming throughout the whole movie that he's been to the same trail, like, throughout his entire life, that he grew up on it, stuff like that. And so I'm like, why don't you have these basic survival skills down?
Yeah.
And what's frustrating is because he shows knowledge of some of them, like, of foliage that you can eat and stuff, and, like, bear pits and whatnot, but when it comes to, like, brass meets stacks, he just doesn't fucking have it. And I'm just like, what fucking ever. now earlier, before I end my movie review, there was a scene that I mentioned that like threw me off because there's a part of this movie where they meet a character who is just fucking weird, and he's like a tour guide, right? Mm-hmm. And so there's like a whole scene dedicated to like him making tension between Alex and Jan.
Yeah.
Yet there is no follow-up from that scene. Like, once he just leaves their campsite, he just leaves. That's it. That's fucking it. And then they get lost. And then bear attack. And then it was like, and that's it. Like, it was like, so what was the fucking point of the Irish tour guide? And yes, he's Irish. Like, full-on Irish accent. And I'm just like, what's the fucking point of the Irish tour guide walking by then?
Yeah.
Like, what was the full fucking point of that scene? That had no point to this.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. like, was he supposed to be in the bear suit the whole time? Like, grrr, last scene.
That was gonna be the twist ending. It was actually the Irish dude in a bear suit. Yeah. It wasn't actually bear.
Grrr, my shillelagh. So just it was
Where's
just,
your Guinness?
It was just fucking weird. It was kind of like my WT effect. Also, it made me laugh throughout like a good chunk of the movie because it said based on a true story in the beginning. And so what made me laugh is that so I was like, man, what if it was like the true story was like from the bear's perspective, and then I just had this image of like a bear and like a rider's sweater and like leather jacket with glasses, and like he's just working in an office, and like Steve, the douchey dude in the office, is like, hey Barry, how's that screenwriter coming? Well, you got till money to get it done. It's just this bear typing on a typewriter. I don't know why. That just fucking came to my mind, and I thought it was like really adorable and hilarious. If anyone comes to our live show on October 13th at 3 p.m. dressed as a bear in a writer's like fucking outfit, I work like fucking yes, do it. Like, I will hug you as well as long as that dude who dresses up the guy from Dumb and Dumber, the censor edited version, who says kiss my sandwich. But with that aside, this movie is really fucking good. As a creature feature, it does a good job for what it aims for, and I actually really enjoyed it. I got into it, and even Lauren watched it with me as I was doing the movie review for it and writing notes for it, and she got into it, and it's a good horror movie that features an actual terrifying bear attack. The gore is solid. Everything about this movie is really solid, and it took me like almost a little more than halfway through it to have a good amount of cons for it. And it's a solid movie, and you can watch it for free right now on Netflix. So listeners, get on it, get on top of it, and just treat yourself to a good, solid like bear attack horror movie with beautiful scenery. Mm-hmm. So, with that, I'm going to throw out my couple of facts for it, and then we'll jump on to your movie review, Cody.
Yay!
So, couple facts. Based on the true story of Jacqueline, Perry, and Mark Jordan, who in 2005 were attacked by a bear at a campsite in the Provisional Park about 80 kilometers north of Chapleau, Ontario, Canada. The film is set in fictional... Wow, this is going to be a little bit of a hard read. Nibukazu Provisional Park. I hope I did that right. This can be seen written on the side of the canoe towards the end of the film. In the Native American...
Native...
I'm really...
Come on, get in touch with your roots here.
I've tried my best. Ojibwe language. This translates into pretend to be dead provisional park. It's fucking like 12:30 in the morning. We're so tired. Also, during a bear attack, Jen unleashes a bear spray on the attacking bear. Even though the spray was directed to a target outside of their tent, Brad and Jen were inside. The stream would have left some of the spray inside the tent, and the two humans would have felt the effects, though not as pronounced as their bear felt. They should have felt some eye irritation and coughing. So, did you want to throw out the last one? Because there's like only 4 that don't give spoilers away.
Backcountry is Adam McDonald's feature directorial debut.
Ta-da!
Hey.
So, also, sorry for butchering a lot of that. My bad, everyone. Again, it's like 12:30 in the morning, and we're doing our best here. So stop judging us.
Stop yelling at me, Patches.
And by stop judging us, I mostly mean Patches. Stop meowing and judging us. She literally just walked by.
She's like, so mad right now that we're not up in bed.
I know. She's like, meow, meow, meow. A little bit ago, she was hiding in that box looking at us menacingly.
I don't know. She's like, are you going to fucking go to bed yet?
She's like, come on now.
Come on.
Get up on time. Get it. So, that was my movie. I really enjoyed it. So.
So I did my movie. My creature feature is actually Deep Blue Sea.
If you didn't figure out from the hints from our Monday episode.
Yeah, with LL Cool J. But
what?
So the synopsis is: searching for a cure to Alzheimer's disease, a group of scientists on an isolated research facility become the prey as a trio of intelligent sharks fight back. It was directed by Rennie Harlan, written by Duncan Kennedy and Donna Powers. It stars Thomas Jane, Saffron Burrows, Samuel Jackson, and LL Cool J. I'm just gonna throw that because it's not in there, but he's in it.
There's a reason why Cody made that a point. Wait.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go with my pros. My proms first.
My prongs.
I'm gonna go to prom. So my pros for this movie, for a 1999 film, like the CG actually holds up pretty well.
Really?
Like I thought it, like I couldn't remember when it came out. I actually thought it came out like in the mid 2000s. Like it does hold up really well. Like, yes, there are scenes you can tell you're just like, 1999.
I can see the green.
Yeah, but like, for the most part, like that was one of the things that I was really impressed with, was how well the CG held up. Also, I thought it was really cool. They actually, for a shark, like killer shark movie, they actually don't use great whites. They're Mako sharks.
I thought it was a great white.
Nope, Makos.
Really?
Yep, Mako sharks.
All right.
Yep, they have the point of your nose. So I thought that was kind of cool, because usually when you think shark movies, it's great white sharks.
Great white sharks.
Megalodon.
Sharknado sharks.
Yeah. So I thought that was kind of cool. And then, basically, like, if you've never seen Deep Blue Sea, which I would actually I would be a little surprised if you haven't, especially if you're a horror enthusiast, because, like, I remember that this was one of, like, the big movies that came out when it did, like, the big horror movies. It's basically Jurassic Park meets Jaws. Like, it even opens up just like Jurassic Park, where they're like, welcome to the island. Here's the rich dude who's financing all of this that has no idea what's going on, which is Samuel Jackson. Yeah, like that's the entire time thing. It's like, then they have like the creature specialist, who's Thomas Jane's character, who's the hunter, like from Jurassic Park. And then they have the like.
And after this movie, he became the Punisher.
Yeah.
Or maybe he was the Punisher first, and then became like a shark.
He's like, you know what? Wrangler. I'm done killing people. Let's go hunt sharks.
Let's go wrangle sharks, because they get me, because they're cold-blooded killers too.
But like, you can definitely tell it's a like late '90s, early 2000s movie where like they have to have the comedic release character, who's LL Cool J's character, that he's called his name is Priest. And he's a cook. And I was like, and like being a cook, I was like, oh my God, that's the most stereotypical thing a cook could be, is a very religious, recovering alcoholic.
Right.
Like, because like they actually make a point to say that at some point. Like, LL Cool J like talks about God throughout the entire goddamn fucking film. And that's like one of my biggest cons. I'm like, we get it. Your name is Priest. We understand you're religious. And like, I
mean, it's such a weird comparison. It's like, what do Jesus and sharks have in common?
I know, but like,
I guess they both can defy physics of water in a sense.
But like, they do have like all the main stereotypes with like the cool silent type, who's Thomas Jane's character, who's like no nonsense, because like he talks to the rich dude, Samuel Jackson. Everyone's like, oh my God, he actually gave you full sentences. He usually just talks and grunts. My family's dead. Yeah, they have like the twatty, like, super smart, like, uber scientist who has, like, a hidden agenda.
Yeah.
Who's like the other main character. And then they have, like, the like, the super smart guy who does dumb things, because like there's this one, they're like, yeah, he's a genius, and like Samuel L. Jackson's like, he must not be that smart, he's pissing into the wind, like, because there's a part where he's peeing off the dock and he's peeing into the wind, and he's like, you can't be that smart. There's a lot, like, it releases to his charm, because what this movie really was just like, it's a big blue, like, silver screen movie with B movie hints. Like, I mean, but it was the 90s.
Like stereotypes.
Yeah. And so, like, but then, like, pros, the gore is amazing. Like, especially for then, almost all the gore is a little CG'd, but there's this one part where one dude gets his arm bitten off. Yeah. And it's not CG.
That part.
Holy shit.
When I saw that the first time I ever saw that movie, I was like, oh, they're going to show the whole thing.
Yeah. Because, like, usually they will, like, you know, kind of like, nope, they show the shark rip his arm off. And I didn't know Quentin Tarantino was part of this movie. Yeah, blood squirts everywhere. He's bleeding out everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, like, I actually really, I still enjoy this movie. Like, it's, honestly, it is a good rainy day popcorn flick movie. Because, like, the scares really aren't that bad. And it's just fun, but it is a good, gory movie. Other pros that I have, like, honestly, like, the people even though, like, they have their dumb moments, they do go at things, like, really smart. Yeah. Like, there's this one scene, like, you would never really think about it, but, like, so when one of the scientists is cornered by one of the sharks in one of the rooms, like, she wants to electrocute it, and like, I know at first glance, you're like, oh, it's just an excuse to show a girl in her bra and panties. Yeah. But, like, it's because she's drenched in water and she's wearing a wetsuit. So she has to take the wetsuit off. Yeah. So she's dry when she throws the electric wire into the water. And I was like, that's actually pretty smart. Like, yeah. So I thought, like, they do some, like, really smart things. Like, and they actually talk about, like, some deep sea stuff. I'm not going to say it is correct because I don't know. But, like, you know, they actually have some explanations for some things that they do in the movie. And then, but, like, going on to my cons, like, LL Cool J's character, totally irrelevant for the movie. Like, they could have done without his character.
He's just there.
But the biggest thing that pissed me off about this movie is, so it was right after the dude's arm gets bitten off. They have to call in a medevac helicopter. And I was like, so this is a multi-million-dollar facility. Right. That is doing scientific testing and genetic messing genetically with sharks. Yeah. That they talk about being these are the most dangerous sharks in the world. Because they were saying, like, the Mako sharks actually kill more people than great whites. You know, they were talking about all the dangers of this entire thing. There's no med bay.
Well, I thought they did have a med bay, but they had to airlift them out.
No. There's no med bay. There's no medical staff. There's no med bay. There's no doctor. No nothing. They're all just scientists.
I thought one of them was, like, also was a doctor too, though.
Nope. Really? They have a doctorate, but they're not a medical doctor.
They have a chef who loves Jesus.
They have a chef, like 5-star chef that loves Jesus and can pour a mean vodka on ice. But they don't have any medical things. Nothing. Not a single thing. Like, when this dude's arm gets ripped off, I'm like, you know what would have solved all that? Med bay. Like, yes, I understand, like, you would have, like, maybe have to call, like, send him to a hospital or whatever, but at the same time, the thing is, like, why was there no actual, just, like, a mini hospital in there? You're spending all this money on this stuff, playing with very dangerous animals. Yeah. Underwater. Anything could go wrong to where you might, like, especially, like, dealing with effects of scuba diving and stuff, like if someone does something wrong and get like goes crazy and stuff, or I forget what it's called, but like anything
like
or someone
or something like that.
So, or just dealing with the sharks in general. If someone gets bit, they're just like, okay, you're gonna bleed out. We're gonna wait for the helicopter. What?
Like, I mean, and then they could have had like a doctor stereotype where he makes like really bad jokes and puns all the time, but like it was like, looks like this shark gave him a hand.
Yeah, something like that. But it was like, that was one thing that bugged the shit out of me through the whole movie, because I was like, because the entire movie, everything that happens could have been solved if they had a med bay. Yeah, the whole thing, like, not like the dude's arm would have gotten bitten off, like med bay. could have had it like lasted them out through the storm, because like the thing that happens is like there's a big storm and the sharks take advantage of it because they're super smart and they like use all of that and just like I don't want to give away anything. I know it's a super old movie, but like I think if you haven't seen it, it's still a fun watch.
Yeah, it really is.
So that was one of my biggest cons.
Also because it's Samuel Jackson in another horror film.
Yes. And I don't want to spoil anything with Samuel L. Jackson because it's just great. Like It's really fun to watch. If you've seen the Chappelle Show, you know the big spoiler about it. But I'm not going to say what happens. And then another con of mine was just like, you could definitely tell when the CG's bad, because there are moments where it's really bad CG. And then there's no real villain. Like, yeah, you're supposed to, think the sharks are the villain, but like the main villain to me was the female scientist.
Oh, I agree.
The one who's doing all this, because
I agree.
She withholds everything from everybody. Like, because that's what I'm thinking of, like, because like all of a sudden, all these scientists are on there, and then they just now realize that they were playing God with these sharks and making them super smart.
Yeah.
I was like, wait a minute. So you all knew you were making them bigger, like 50% bigger than what they're supposed to be. I don't remember the actual percentage in the movie. But you didn't think that it was going to grow their brain so they'd be smart? Like, aren't you supposed to be smart people? And then she she goes, yeah, one of the side effects is that it makes them smarter.
Yeah, that's probably something to include in
and she doesn't tell anybody. Like, that's one thing that I was like, you didn't tell anyone that. No one. Not a damn person. And like, yeah, since we're genetically mutating these sharks to be bigger, they're probably going to get smarter because they have a bigger brain.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess you could argue it's that they probably thought they were just making the sharks bigger and not affecting the brain. But then the counter then the counter argument to that would be like, but if you're a responsible scientist, wouldn't you just get curious and be like, we should probably check their mental state too? Well,
no, but the reason why they were making them bigger was because they wanted the bigger brain, so they would make the protein that was going to cure Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So they had to make the brain bigger.
No, well, and that's what I'm saying is like the counter argument to like the scientists just leaving well enough alone and be like, maybe we should do a double check on their mental state.
Mm-hmm. But like, the other thing, like, because like they all see hints of it. Like, this is the other thing that another con of mine is, like, they all see hints of the sharks being smarter and working together.
Yeah.
Because like they even said they've never, because they're like they only eat sharks now, and they're like they just started doing pack mentality, like where they would like swim together. One would attack one way and another would attack the other way of this shark that they feed them. I was just like, so no one's gonna question that. They're just like, oh well, that's just a new thing.
Sorry, it's magic.
Yeah, so that was another big con of mine, and just like, but she's, oh gosh, she pisses me off through the whole movie, and so like, what happens to her? It made me so happy, so happy in the end. I was like, fuck you.
She had a
yes. But like, and then just like Thomas Jane's character kind of annoyed me a little bit. Like, he was honestly like, he's the best character in the entire thing, because like and that being said, there's not a single. I mean, LL Cool J's character is made to be liked, but to me, he was just so goddamn annoying. I was so upset that like he made this movie when if you ever followed LL Cool J's movie career, he had a clause in his contract at some point where he can't die in a movie. Like, I wanted him to die so bad throughout the entire movie, especially because he cracks the jokes of like, man, I'm the only brother here. Of course I'm going to die, except for Samuel L. Jackson. But like, he's like, one of us brothers is going to go. And like, they make he's the only one that acknowledges that Samuel L. Jackson is a black.
Yeah.
He's the only one. Because he, so it's like, minor character arc for Samuel L. Jackson is that he was in a giant avalanche and he survived that. And Samuel L. Jackson is like, or LL Cool J is like, man, what kind of brother goes like ice climbing and shit? Leave that stupid shit for the white people.
Right.
And like, I giggled, but at the same time, like, it's kind of funny you're the only one who acknowledges race in this movie. The only one. No one else cares. They're all just like,
it's because he's hip hop and cool.
Yeah.
The kids.
But like, I wanted his character to die so bad throughout the entire movie just because he was so annoying, but he was made to be the character that everybody likes. But I was like, I related more to Thomas Jane's character because like he would look at all those like science people and like, you guys are fucking dumb. Like, there's this one, like, when the shark first bites off this one guy's arm, like, Thomas Jane was just like, I gotta kill this thing, like, now. It has a taste for human blood. This shark's going mental. Like, we need to kill it. And the lady, like, saves the shark. And he's just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, come on. So, but yeah, overall, I really recommend it, especially because, like, it does hold up pretty well for a 1999 movie. Like, yes, the acting's super cheesy and corny and stuff like that, but, like, it's such a fun movie. And especially, like, now with, like, an oversaturation, like, in my opinion, with oversaturation shark movies, because, like, I watched 47 meters down and I didn't really like it. I thought it was, I don't know, just it was missing something, and there was no way to really connect with one of the lead actresses just because, like, she was so bland. This movie, like, each character has a character. Like, all of them have their own, like, I guess, typecast character, and it's, like, played really well. The sharks are really dope. Like, all the scenes with the sharks in there are really good. The kills are magnificent, I think. And sometimes a little over the top to the point where it's kind of funny, but it's like that's the point. Like, I think that's also the point. Is like you'll get it's like a little scare, but then it's just so over the top you'll laugh. So
that's funny.
Yep, I definitely recommend it.
I thought you'd made a good pick. I like that.
Yeah. So, fun facts. For one scene, Thomas Jane had to swim alongside a real live shark. He was only allowed to shoot this once. He had completed all of his other scenes. So he's just like, all right, last scene that I'm ever going to do for this movie is a swim next to the shark. So if I die, you're still going to release this movie, aren't you? Yeah, you got everything else.
Basically.
This is cool. The license plate pulled from the shark's teeth is the same one found in the tiger shark in Jaws. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Jaws homages in this movie. So every single Jaws movie, not just the first one.
Yeah.
And also some, like, Jurassic Park throw-ins, but it's very subtle, except for the very beginning. Let's see. Oh, the orange-colored mini-sub visible in the wet entry area was the same mini-sub seen in the end of Sphere, 1998, also starring Samuel L. Jackson, because he was in everything. Preacher's description of Albert Einstein's theory of relativity, Tom Scoggins. I spent 4 years at Caltech, and that's the best physics explanation I've ever heard. Is adapted from a quote by Einstein: "Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. That's relativity."
I like that one.
Yeah, makes sense.
Mind if I read one?
Yep.
So, the Gen 2 Mako is described as 8,000 pounds and 45 feet long. This would make it more than 4 times the weight and 3 times the length of the largest Mako shark ever recorded, and twice the size of the largest great white shark. So it's a big fucking shark, basically.
Yeah, you think they would catch on that it might be smarter.
If you want,
saying.
Can I throw out one more that I think is pretty interesting?
Sure.
So, Samuel Jackson happily signed on for the film as he enjoyed his experience working with Rennie Harlan on the Long Kiss Goodnight in 1996. Huh? So he's like, yeah, sure, fucking sharks, why not? So, motherfucking sharks on this motherfucking island shit research facility.
Oh, one last thing it's like a fun fact, just because, like, if for people that remember the good old, like, early 2000s, late 90s movies, they always had to say the name of the title. Yeah. Like how they say it in this movie is so fucking great, because it's like, there's like this subplot of like what do the now that the facility is destroyed and like these sharks are super smart, what would a super shark want to do?
Yeah. And
like they're like, oh, they want to escape, and Thomas James like, they want to escape into the deep blue sea. I was just like, dun, dun, dun. I was like, haha, they had to throw the name of the title in the movie.
like Peter Griffin from that one Family Guy, like short, like it's just like he was like, ha or what was it, the ostrich? I don't fucking remember.
Like that ostrich, just the laughing ostrich.
Oh, listeners, we are at the end of this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in, as always. If you like what we're doing and you want to support us, please click in the details to go to our Patreon, become a Patreon supporter. If you want to keep up with everything we're doing and be part of our listener participation corners, please like us and follow us on Facebook, Punk Rock Horror Podcast, at Punk Horror Podcast, and our Twitter at OfficialPHP, and
Instagram, Punk Rock Horror Podcast, hashtag PRHP.
If you want to send us your strange stories or band info, please send them into our email at punkrockhorrorpodcast@gmail.com, or even if you want to send in some criticisms or call us out on some research that we did wrong, please feel free to send it into our email as well. Please go over to our website, www.punkrockhorrorpodcast.com, and check out everything we got going on there. If you want to come to our live event here on October 13th, all of the info for that event is on our website on its own page dedicated to it. If you want, you can listen to us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Player FM, we're Stitcher, YouTube, and the website. We have all of our episodes on our website, and you can download them for free. What else am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something?
I don't think so.
Okay, then. With that being said, it is now almost 1 a.m. for us. We're going to go ahead and pack it up for tonight, this early morning, and we hope you ghouls and gals have an amazing weekend. Thank you for tuning in, and as always, podcast over.
Podcast over.
Bye.
Bye.